What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Morbius plot leak. So this is full spoilers. So if you do not want to hear anything about the plot leak for Morbius until you go see the movie, do not watch this video. So we're going to be talking about the Morbius plot leak. So I found this on Reddit. So we're going to read it. It says, the film opens with Michael Morbius being awarded a Nobel Prize for his involvement in medical research. During his acceptance speech, he thanks. The film cuts to black and then cuts to Michael as a young child at school being bullied because he can't walk. This is then broken up by Emil Nico's Jared Harris, who is a doctor working at the school. Cut to adult Michael having a discussion with Nikos, explaining that his disease is getting worse and he suspects he doesn't have long to live. He thanks Nikos for sticking with him throughout his life. Cut to young Michael in the hospital ward playing chess against Nikos. Nikos encourages Michael to pursue becoming a doctor and finding a cure for his disease. Nikos is then told he has to see another patient, and Michael continues playing chess by himself. Cut to Michael in a hospital in New York helping a young girl who has cancer. He then goes to take his medication. He is stopped by Lux's Crown, Matt Smith, who Michael doesn't know. Crown gives him a briefcase and his card. He tells Michael that these may help him find a cure. Cut to Michael being injected his medication by his wife, Martine Bancroft, Adria Arjona. During this scene, Michael explains once again how he suspects he doesn't have long to live. Michael and Bancroft walk to their lab. Michael says he needs to try more radical ways to cure himself. Michael opens the briefcase. Inside is a dead bat and a giant knife. Looks more like a machete. Michael is confused but studies the bat and finds out it's a vampire bat, but nothing else. Once Bancroft leaves, Michael calls Crown and asks about the artifacts. Crown explains that he had once suffered from the same disease and tells him about a cave in Brazil. Michael tells Bancroft that he needs to go to this cave so he can be cured. Bancroft warns against it, but Michael doesn't listen. Cut to Michael in a helicopter on the way to the cave. There's voiceover from Crown while this is happening, explaining what Michael has to do. Once he arrives, he pays everyone off. Some kind of machine opens up from the ground, and Michael cuts his hand and presses it against these strings within the machine. Bats fly towards his hand and then outside the cave, killing everyone else that was in the helicopter. Michael passes out. Cut to black. Cut back to Michael waking up. He wanders Brazil for a bit, then sneaks onto a cargo ship headed to New York. He starts hiding and shivering. He's slowly transforming into a vampire. He also eats a live rat. The ship is attacked by pirates. This is the film's first real action scene. Morbius starts killing off the pirates. Throughout the scene, he's obscured by shadow or its POV point of view. It reminded me of a scene out of the Alien franchise. We only get a good look at him at the end of the scene, and it's the shot from the trailers. Morbius then jumps off the ship and starts swimming. Michael wakes up back in New York and not sure what happened. Michael crawls into a bar and tells the bartender to call an ambulance. During this scene, Michael watches the TV, and it's none other than J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons, talking about dead bodies mysteriously found on a cargo ship. Michael then gets flashbacks. The ambulance arrives, and he's rushed back to the hospital. He works and tells everyone that he was mugged and his crutches were stolen. Once he's in his lab, he tells Bancroft and Nikos what really happened, and he locks himself in containment to protect them. Michael's thirst for blood becomes too strong, and then he breaks out. Bancroft and Nikos escape, but he runs after a doctor/nurse who were working there and is shot by security guards. Bancroft then injects Morbius with something, and he's knocked out. Michael wakes up in his lab, finds a tomb there. There's a note on it that says, "All the answers you seek lie within." Lux's. Michael opens it to find a skeleton wearing a comic-accurate Morbius suit, which Michael laughs at. tomb is also covered in some ancient language, and Michael doesn't know how, but he's able to read it. Cut to Simon Stroud, Tyrese Gibson, investigating what caused the death of the pirates. Simon believes it was something supernatural that caused it, with the others laugh off. Simon also has a mechanical gauntlet in his right arm that gives him super strength in that arm. It's mentioned that the gauntlet is from Oscorp. Meanwhile, there's a montage of Michael testing out his new abilities. A lot of this is seen in the trailers. Simon visits Emil Nikos and starts asking him questions about Michael. Meanwhile, Lux's crown is in some kind of lab in the sewers and revealed to be incredibly skinny and has tattoos all over his body. He collapses. Cut to the time in Michael's lab opening itself up, the skeleton then starts fighting Morbius. This is the best scene in the movie just because of how bonkers it is. Morbius defeats it by crushing his skull, and then the skeleton's costume attaches itself to Morbius. Lucius wakes up and casts some kind of spell on himself. He then walks onto some train tracks and stops the train with his weird magic spell. He then sucks the life out of everyone on board until he regains his strength and looks like the normal Matt Smith. Lucius senses that Simon Stroud is going to run his plan, and he possesses Morbius. He files over to Nico's house to kill Stroud. Stroud is able to put up a fight with Morbius because of his gauntlet, and Nikos is killed during the fight, leading Michael to snap out of it. Michael allows Stroud to arrest him. He's sent to San Quentin State Prison, and his inmate is Adrian Toombs, which is Michael Keaton, who makes a joke about how him getting blipped technically meant he got a shorter sentence. During the night, Michael sees Lux's crown in some kind of a ghost form and tells Michael to meet him in New York or he'll kill Martine Bancroft. Michael builds up his power and breaks out of the prison while floating and being surrounded by bats. This somehow leads to all the electricity being cut off within the prison and everyone is set free. Toombs climbs out of the prison while Michael uses his powers against prison guards and steals a code from one of them. Toombs thanks Michael for breaking him out and tells him he's putting the team together, the Sinister Six, and he wants Michael to join. Michael declines and uses his super speed to take him to New York. We also see Mac Gargan, Michael Mando, break out and meet up with Toombs. Cletus Cassidy, Woody Harrelson also runs off. Thankfully, his hair no longer resembles Sideshow Bob and looks more like a mop and slightly less red. It still looks like a wig, but it's better than what he had in Venom. Morbius finds Loki's crown in New York, who reveals that the skeleton was once him. And he's a reincarnation, and he needs Morbius to complete a ritual so he can live forever without reincarnating and becoming all-powerful. Morbius' costume forms around him, and he fights Lucius. They're mostly flying the whole time. The fight reminded me a lot of the fight from the end of Chronicle. Morbius is able to defeat Crown by reading one of his tattoos, which just allows him to suck the life out of Crown. Morbius grows until he's 9 feet tall and starts roaring at everyone around, but Bancroft calms him down until he's normal Michael again. Michael escapes before police arrive and takes off his costume. On the way, he passes the Spider-Man poster tagged murder, and unlike in the trailer, the picture used resembles the homecoming suit instead of the rainy suit. The film ends with Michael and Bancroft at Nico's funeral, while Stroud watches in the distance. Cut to Morbius jumping across New York. The final shot is Morbius on a billboard showing a Peter Parker wanted sign. There are no end credit scenes after this point. So, wow, Woody Harrelson gonna be in here? I hope this is not true, because if it is, I don't really care, because stuff like this, I don't really care if I get spoiled, but at the same time I do. But like, if it's an MCU movie, I don't care. I care if I get spoiled. from an MCU movie. But if it's like not related somehow to the MCU, then I don't care if I get spoiled from it, because it's not in the MCU, but it is from Marvel. So I still don't know if this is connected with the MCU or not, but we'll find out when this movie comes out. I'm very excited to see this. I'm going to go see this with my sister, and I cannot wait. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are hyped for this movie after what you just heard. If you're like me and you don't really care about spoilers right now for this movie, comment down below, turn on post notifications. Also make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like. I will see you guys in the next video. Holla at you boy. Deuces.